Hello, my name's Rick.
Hi,
I
Rick.
drive the yellow Astro van that many of you have told you use for a beacon to find your way home. I'm glad I can be of some help while I'm napping. Anybody know what this is?
Leaf blower.
I use it to clean out my van with. I open all 5 doors, stand in the middle, and work my way outwards.
I love this guy. I talked to him yesterday. He lives in a GMC.
Bought myself a yellow van. I turned that into a camper. It's one day after the RTR, and thought I'd give you my thoughts on my time at the RTR. I got there the very first day. I got up close to the area where they were having all the announcements and all the meetings and all the activities, which was good in some ways and not so good in other ways. One of the good ways was I was no more than 2 minutes away from the portalets, so I didn't have to use the utilities I have in the van here. I was able to use the portalets 99% of the time. And all the announcements I could clearly hear sitting outside my van, and which means I didn't have to go over there to listen to the announcements or any of the seminars. But on the back side of that was, I always had my van open and my chairs out, and I was always out sitting in the sun listening. I had a ton of people come by. I bet 15, 20 people every day stopped in when to look inside my van, which was cool because I'm pretty proud of my van. I have a really nice van, as you can see. 3 different people stopped in and filmed it, one of them being Bob Wells. So I don't know how long it'd take him to get him up. He was filming them left and right, punching them out like an assembly line or something, you know. And most of the time, it was fairly quiet where I was at. There were 2 sections. There was a quiet section, and then there was the music section. And you know how there's always a couple idiots that's got to take it to extreme. There was somebody in the music section that brought a huge PA and was blaring music. You could probably hear it all the way in the courtside. And from what I understand, they got like 57 complaints on their music. On the other hand, I think that came from the very same spot where they were having karaoke, and I love the karaoke. If I'd known they was karaoke, I would have been there participating in all that noise. So however you look at it, you know, one way or the other. There was a lot of talk about maybe Bob's too many rules, but you know, Bob was just repeating what you should already know as an adult. And of course, you know, there's always that 1 or 2% that you can tell them 50 times and it don't matter. They're still going to do stuff. Like people throwing cans in the porta-lots, and those have to be cleaned out before they will clean them by someone at the camp. And, you know, don't run your generator between 10 at night and 6 in the morning, which happened a few times by me, but fortunately I'm a pretty good sleeper, so it really wasn't an issue. The seminars, some were really cool. Some were not. To me, there was always a crowd there, so obviously they were entertaining to some people. I do know that on the very last day I was there, they had the belly button or the belly dance class, and I could see it from my van. And it was the coldest day there the whole time the RTR went on, and they were doing the belly dancing class in coats. What a rip-off that is. I'm packing my van up, getting ready to leave, and hoping I kind of sneak over and check out the women, but all you can do is check out coats. And there are only like 2, 3, 4, I think 5 or 6, 7, 8 showed up towards the end there. As far as type of vehicles there was everything there. Everything from car to homemade tiny houses to a ton of vans like mine, similar to mine, not similar to mine. There were a lot of the pre-built camping vans there. ton of RVs there, some travel trailers there. I've seen some fifth wheels there. Buses, a lot of buses of all types. I'm talking school buses, I'm talking city buses were there. And of course, they were all painted up differently and made up nicely. Some they were just getting started on. Jamie from Domatic or whatever has a new bus. I've seen him working on that. I didn't talk to him, but I've seen it. And there was a semi there that he lives in. Of course, that's his job too. He lives in, and it was maxed out. I've seen it, but I didn't really go up and look at it. But there's plenty of videos on YouTube that you can see of it, and that's pretty cool. So you name it. I mean, I had a lady across from me that had a big tent, and there was a lot of people there with tents, but they slept in their cars and used their tents for storage. The lady across from me slept in her tent and used her car for storage and transportation. So you've seen everything there. The count, no way to know for sure. Definitely in between 3,000 and 4,000 people. The magic number is probably loosely around 35,000 people. It was huge, and it was pretty cool. I was glad I went. I've been waiting a year. I was going to go last year, but didn't make it due to some work I had when I was still working full time. So I had all year waiting to get ready and to go to it. I got in this area about 2 months early. Been hanging around, and one of the things I did while I was waiting for the RTR was I went down to the Slab City. I do have a video on that. I'll put it down in the descriptions underneath to link to it. And I was in Yuma, quartzsite for a while, an area reserved for preservation of wildlife that you can camp out for 14 days. I met a couple buddies there, was able to walk up into a mountain and see palm trees that are native to Arizona, and they're the only native palm trees to Arizona known in the whole state of Arizona. All other palm trees you see in Arizona were brought in by people over the years at some time or another. These have been there for thousands of years through the process of earthquakes, and it was a mulch land at one time, and then it had a volcano, and then it had an earthquake that actually pushed up and made all these mountains, and somewhere along the way them palm trees were able to survive the whole thing. So that was kind of cool prior to the RTR, but that's not the RTR. I'm getting a little bit off track here, ain't I? Met a lot of good people at the RTR. Ran into a lot of people at the RTR that I had met along the way, camping in other areas, which was kind of nice. I met Bob Wells. He sat in my van here right across in the passenger seat and filmed in here with a wide angle lens. It was sunny and cold that day, and I didn't think he wanted to stand out in the cold. So he popped inside and left his camera lady standing outside for the whole interview. Let's see, what else? I never seen any disturbance in between anybody. So it was just a good, nice get together. I think everybody was well behaved to the most part. It was every bit of what I expected, which was 2 thumbs up. I got to meet everybody I wanted to. I met either there or prior to there, you name it. Nomadic Fanatic. I met Pandemonium, Caravan Carolyn, who actually did a van tour of my van. If you want to check that out on her channel. Camper Van, Kevin, Evie Nova, ran into her a couple times. Carolyn's RV Life, I stopped out in front of her camper, and she hollered out the window, and I went up and we talked for a while and talked video editing and stuff like that. She was a super nice lady. Not really what I expected. I don't know what I expected, but she was really super nice. And when she seen me later, she recognized me right away. And so I met a ton of people. I can't think of one person I wanted to meet that I didn't meet. So that was cool. Another double thumbs up on that. So bottom line is, I guess, is yeah, RTR is great. It's definitely going to be even bigger next year. They've outgrown the spot they were at. Bob Wells was out with the Rangers in the area on a couple of different occasions, and they found a better spot where you don't have to drive down a long gravel road to get to it. It's a larger area. It has less washes in it and more level land in it. So next year is probably even going to be bigger. He's actually going to hire a crew to make sure everything goes well. It did go well this year, and he had a volunteer crew this year. Next year he'll have a few people he'll pay to make sure everything goes right. There will be more restrooms, and next year he will be also adding dumpsters. They had volunteers just about every day with 2 or 3 pickup trucks picking up everybody's trash and taking it over to the city dump. And oh, they had a free pile where you put stuff in it and take stuff out of it. I actually ended up with a couple things I was looking for. Nothing big, but you know, it don't need to be big if it's something you're looking for. And you get it for free. It does exactly what you want. That's another double thumbs up. So I have no complaints about the RTR. The weather was great. It rained the day before the RTR, and on the last day it got cold and windy. All the days in between were almost 100% sunny. I only had to run my generator one day out of 14 days, which was cool. Bottom line, I was 100% satisfied, and I give it a double thumbs up and looking forward to next year. So until then, be sure to like, subscribe, or whatever the damn, whatever that word is, and like, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.
Mr. Grunty Pants. Grunty, not Grumpy. Grunty, because he grunts.
Mr. Grumpy.
Grunty.
Grunty.
Mr. Grunty Pants.
And that's his YouTube channel.
Yeah, Mr. Grunty Pants.
Oh, very cool. Wish I had a pig.
He's a sweetheart. He's an emotional support animal.
Oh, really?
Because I'm batshit crazy.
Because you're what?
I'm crazy.
So am I. So
Major anxiety.
maybe I need a pig too.
No, he saved my life. Literally, I'm alive today.
Oh, okay.
Pig okay.
That's cool. Very cool. Thank you.